What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, we're going to be talking about Michigan and Sharon Moore adding several new recruiting analysts to the recruiting department. We're going to be going over why that is some big time news. Plus, Will Johnson hosting his youth football camp this week in Detroit. We also got some big time NIL news for Michigan as Valiant Management and Champion Circle is set to partner with a national firm. We're going to be going over why that is significant. We also got some recruiting news on a couple of top targets in the 2025 class, plus a little preview on the huge month of June as Michigan is set to host multiple top targets for their official visits. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Right, so Sharon Moore said that he wanted to expand the recruiting department when he first became officially the head coach here, and that's exactly what he has done. He has added several new recruiting analysts to the staff, including 5 people: Jacob Weber, Jacob Sack, Preston Sagan, Jack Turner, and Aiden Young, as they all shared on social media Sunday that they have joined Michigan and are new additions to the recruiting department. Also, Michigan recruiting intern Reed Cool and Richard Perry have announced that they have earned promotions to recruiting analysts as well. Now, Jacob Weber, he attended Indiana University, where he was a recruiting intern in 2021 and 2022. He also most recently worked as a football recruiting assistant at Western Michigan, another in-state school. And then Jacob Sack, he began as a recruiting assistant at Duquesne University before taking the same role at Pittsburgh. And Preston Sagan, he has a background with Clemson. He is a Clemson alum as well. And Jack Turner, he was previously at Wake Forest in Davidson, and Aiden Young was at Oregon. And former Michigan recruiting intern Reed Cool, who just got promoted to a recruiting analyst. He spent the previous 3 years as an intern with Michigan, as well as obtaining his degree from the University of Michigan as well. And then Richard Perry was also a former intern. He interned for both Michigan State and Michigan. So Michigan and Sharon Moore, they have added 5 new recruiting analysts, as well as promoting 2 within. So definitely some big news for Michigan. Sharon Moore, he promised that he was going to be extremely aggressive with recruiting at his introductory press conference. So we're going to attack it just like I attacked it when I was a primary recruiter. The same way we are attacking a scheme, going to do it the same way, the same attitude, relentlessly. So we're going to make sure that we keep our great players here and we bring in great players to this program. Not only are recruiting analysts going to help Michigan find talent on the recruiting trail, but it also should take the workload off of the assistant coaches, and that's going to be very much needed, especially in this day and age, in this recruiting era, and in this era of college football. You know, all hands are on deck. So let me know what you guys think about these new additions. Michigan hiring 7 recruiting analysts this weekend. This offseason, Michigan, they have moved former director of recruiting Albert Karshnia to director of player personnel, and Sam Popper has taken the director of recruiting role, as he was previously the assistant director of recruiting. Michigan, they also hired John Collins and Jack Dunaway as assistant director of recruiting. Michigan also hired new director of on-campus recruiting Kaylee Johnson, who is sister of current Michigan cornerback Will Johnson. And obviously Michigan also hired a general manager in Sean McGee. So lots of new additions and moving around pieces of the off the field staff as Sharon Moore continues to add on to the recruiting department, which he promised. And I also wanted to talk about Will Johnson, as he is holding the 2nd annual Will to Win Youth Foundation Youth Camp, as he'll be hosting a youth football camp on May 30th in Detroit this week. So very cool there. One of, if not the best cornerback in college football next season, giving back to his city. He did say that it's something that he's always wanted to do growing up, and to be able to give back to the city, give back to the kids that are coming through the same program that I went through, is something he's always wanted to do. There's also going to be other U of M teammates there, including Jacob Oden, who's also an in-state kid as well. Next thing I wanted to talk about is some big-time NIL news for Michigan, as according to Chris Ballas of the Wolverine, Valiant Management Group is set to partner with a national firm in a significant move for NIL at Michigan, as the Michigan Champions Circle Collective, co-founded by Jared Wengler, has announced that there will be a relationship between Champions Circle and this agency similar to what they have at Ohio State and Texas. He said the objective is to continue to bring a ton of marketing deals for Michigan student athletes. So there's going to be a retainer relationship between Valiant, Champions Circle, and the agency, similar to what we nearly contracted with them about a year and a half ago. So the retainer we signed with them is going to go towards support staff to be sourcing out deals, and it will tie into not just commercial opportunities but unique events and different opportunities to bring more donors in, bring more fans in. So the agency is unnamed at this point, but that is some very big news, as Valiant Management Group and Champions Circle is set to partner with the national firm. Now, Wengler continued and said it's important to have a healthy mix of commercial dollars from your fan base, high-level donors, all flowing into a fund. That's how national agencies are partnering with other collectives right now. They are brokering these commercial partnerships. He said those dollars are going into a fund, a mixture of all these different sources, but that's how you get to your so-called salary cap, or your 20 million fund. So it might be comprised of $12 million from donors, fans, and people, and then $8 million from businesses. Now, one example that Chris Ballas of the Wolverine gave is where Memphis signed a 5-year, $25 million NIL deal with FedEx. He said it stands to reason Michigan should have sponsors lining up for similar opportunities, and Wengler agreed. So this is some big-time news for Michigan and Michigan's NIL, as Valiant Management and Champions Circle is set to partner with a national firm. Let me know what you guys think about that. But I do want to talk about some recruiting news. 2025 4-star IMG Academy running back Donovan Johnson. He talked about Coach Tony Alford in Michigan. He told E.J. Howland of the Wolverine that everything has been going really well with Michigan. He said Coach Tony got on me as soon as he stepped foot on campus there. He also said that they have a really good running back room. I loved the offense they had this year, and I loved how they used the running backs as a whole. I feel like I'm a physical runner that can play every down. I'm big, but I'm also fast. He also said that the Michigan coaches said that I can be a great player in their offense, and they want me. Now, Johnson, he does want to take a visit to Michigan some point this summer. He's never visited Michigan, but he said he just wants to see the family atmosphere, the brotherhood, and wants to get a better understanding of the culture and meet more of the coaching staff. So Donovan Johnson, one of many running back targets in the 2025 class for Michigan currently. Obviously, it is going to be a very busy month of June. Michigan is set to host tons of recruits and top targets on official visits in the month of June. One of those targets is the 2025 3-star offensive lineman Caden Strayhorn, set to officially visit Michigan June 21st. He's another player from IMG Academy. Talking about Michigan, talked to E.J. Howland of the Wolverine, and he said that Coach Grant Newsome has been very consistent. My family really likes him, and he said I'm tier 1. Now, Michigan, they do like him as a center, and he said that Coach Grant Newsome thinks I'm the best center in the country and a perfect fit. And talking about his official visit, he said, I'm looking forward to spending time with Coach Moore, Coach Newsome, and the whole staff. I'm looking forward to my whole family getting a look at it. He said, I like it up there a lot, so I want to get the same vibe that he had at the Ohio State game when he visited for that game. So Caden Strayhorn, another top offensive line target for Michigan. They also have multiple other top offensive line targets visiting Michigan in the month of June, including the 3 Bishop Gorman offensive linemen. They also have the 5-star offensive tackle Andrew Babalola visiting, the 4-star offensive lineman Hardy Watts, which we talked about in our last video, and Avery Gatch, the current Michigan commit, is also officially visiting Michigan in the month of June. Michigan, they also have tons of other top targets, including Quincy Porter, who's the top 100 receiver they're going after. Also the safety Jaden Blair, the current Miami linebacker commit Elijah Melendez, which Michigan is working to flip. Also forgot to mention the 4-star offensive lineman Michael Carroll is also officially visiting Michigan. Wide receiver Taz Williams, linebacker Kamar Archie, linebacker Nathaniel Owusu Boateng from IMG Academy, and tons of other top targets for Michigan visiting and taking their official visits to Michigan in the month of June. It's going to be a big month, and a big month for Michigan to impress a lot of recruits on their visits. Let me know what you guys think about that. And with that, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I'd really appreciate it. But other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.